Monica. Monica. Monica, where are you? Monica! Monica!
You should be leading the charge here, not waving the white flag.
The Yellowstone universe is finally back, and honestly, after watching the Marshals premiere, I think this is going to be the most emotional chapter in the entire Dutton story. If you have been following Casey Dutton since season 1 of Yellowstone, what is coming is going to hit you in a way you are not prepared for. Let's talk about what really happened to Monica, what we will see unfold throughout this season, what is coming in episode 2, and when you can watch it all. First, Monica. She is gone. And the way Marshals tells it makes it even harder to sit with. Monica did not die in an accident. She did not die in violence. She got cancer because of the toxic contamination that had been seeping into the water and soil of the Broken Rock Reservation, the land that Casey gave back to her people, the land they chose to build their life on together. That is what took her, and I honestly do not know how anyone sits with that. The show opens with Casey in a nightmare. He is back in a SEAL firefight, and he finds a phone on the ground, and he picks it up and says, "Monica, where are you?" And then he wakes up, alone, in an empty bed. And I honestly do not know how I am going to watch an entire season of this. Casey is raising Tate alone now. Tate is 17. The showrunner said he is knocking on the door of becoming a Dutton man, which he called a little terrifying for Casey. And we will see that weight in every scene between them this season.
Look, I know your mom was better at all this.
Casey telling Tate, "I know your mom was better at all this." That is the whole story in one line. So where does the season go from here? Casey's old Navy SEAL buddy Cal shows up and pulls him into a Marshals operation, fugitives hiding in the Montana wilderness, targeting women from the reservation. The moment Casey hears that last part, he is already in. That is who he has always been. His new team is still finding its footing. Belle, a former ATF undercover operative who does not give anything away easily. Andrea, a cop's daughter who does not apologize for who she is. And Miles, who comes from Broken Rock itself, which adds a layer of complexity to everything this team takes on. And Thomas Rainwater is back. Gil Birmingham is back. And I have to say, every single scene he is in immediately becomes the most important scene in the episode. His presence gives this show exactly the weight it needs, and I cannot wait to see more of him this season. By the end of the premiere, Casey has tracked down the anti-government militia behind the bombing at Broken Rock, protected his new team, and proven to himself more than anyone that he still has a reason to get up in the morning. And then the last scene. Casey goes to Monica's grave, and he says, "The best part of me died with you." He tells her he is trying to find a new path, a new beginning, for himself and for Tate. I was not ready for that moment, and I do not think you will be either. Now episode 2, and this is where things get really interesting. Episode 2 is called Zone of Death. It airs March 8. And based on what we know, I honestly do not know how Casey is going to carry everything this episode puts on him. As Casey tries to find his footing in this new life, the team gets pulled into an operation to stop a domestic terror attack. But this operation is going to drop Casey directly into a valley full of buried Dutton family skeletons, secrets from his family's past that he may not have been ready to face. And while all of that is happening, he also has to earn the trust of a team that is still figuring out who he is. Think about where Casey is right now. He just lost Monica. He is raising Tate alone. He is brand new to this team. And now the Dutton past he thought he had left behind at the ranch is following him into the middle of a terror operation in Montana. I honestly do not know how Luke Grymes is going to carry all of that. But after watching the premiere, I think he is going to make it one of the most important performances of his career. The showrunner has already confirmed that Marshals and the Beth and Rip spinoff Dutton Ranch exist in the same timeline, which means at some point we will see Casey and Beth in the same room again. And if you watched Yellowstone, you already know exactly what that would mean. I cannot wait for that moment. New episodes air every Sunday at 8 on CBS. If you have Paramount Plus Premium, you can stream it live the same night. And the good news is that CBS has made it very clear this is not a one-season experiment. The Yellowstone universe is far from finished. It is going to be a tough season to watch. But this is also exactly what makes The Chosen so special. I mean Marshals. This is exactly what makes Marshals so special, because Casey Dutton has always been the most human person in this entire universe. And now we finally get to watch him figure out who he is without the one person who always knew. Drop a comment and tell me, did that grave scene hit you the way it hit me? And what do you think the buried Dutton family skeletons in episode 2 are going to reveal? Because after what we saw in the premiere, I have a feeling we are not ready for any of it